Pleasant morning to my dear lovable students. Welcome to Max class. In this conversation, we are going to continuation of example from chapter number 4. Okay, moving to example 4.67. Question using mathematical induction show that for any integer starting n greater than or equal to true. So I think the previous 2 or 3 example starting n greater than or equal to 1, but here starting n greater than or equal to true. Okay, that condition solution. So p of n is equal to 3n square greater than n plus 1 the whole square. So consider for p of true, why n is equal to true, the given condition also always starting with true. So p of 2 is equal to 3 into 2 square, then greater than 2 plus 1, isn't it? So 2 plus 1 the whole square is equal to 3 into 4 greater than 2 plus 1 the whole square means 3 square 9. So definitely we can say 12 greater than 9. So it's true, no? Therefore we can say p of true is true. Next condition, assume p of k is true. So p of k is true means instead of n we can take it k. So p of k 3k square greater than k plus 1 the whole square. So to prove p of k plus 1 is true. Therefore p of k plus 1 3 into k plus 1 the whole square greater than, so already k is there, balance also 1. Instead of k, if we apply k plus 1 means plus 1 add means plus 2 will come. So we can write it k plus 2 the whole square. So now the first condition, p of k plus 1 is equal to 3 of k plus 1 the whole square. Now 3 into a plus b the whole square form, a square plus 2ab plus b square. So k square plus 2k plus 1. Then if you remove the bracket means 3k square, 2 into 3, 6k plus 3. Instead of 3k square we can write it greater than k plus 1 the whole square. So greater than k plus 1 the whole square plus 6k plus 3. Again a plus b the whole square form, k square plus 2k plus 1 plus 6k plus 3. Again greater than k square, 2k plus 6k is equal to 8k plus 1 plus 3 is equal to plus 4. This is nothing but k plus 2 the whole square. See, this is a proof also greater than k plus 2 the whole square. Therefore p of k plus 1 is, k plus 2, isn't it? Here also, so p of k plus 1 isn't it? This is p of k plus 1 is true. So p of k plus 1 is true means definitely we can say p of n is true. So therefore by the principle mathematical induction for all integer starting with the condition n greater than, so for all integer n always greater than or equal to true, hence proved. Okay, so I will continue the next example. Okay, be stay on the line. Moving to example 4.68, using mathematical induction show that for any integer n greater than or equal to the same condition. Okay, like example 4.67, there is, what is the meaning, 3 power n greater than n square. So first we have to show p of n is equal to 3 to the power n greater than n square. Instead of n we can take it starting with true. What will happen? So p of 2 is equal to 3 square greater than 2 square. So 3 square means 9, 9 greater than 4. So condition is true. Therefore we can write it p of true is true. Then assume p of k is true. What will happen? Instead of n, take it p of k means definitely 3 to the power k greater than k square. Now to prove, P of k plus 1 is true. Again P of k plus 1, what will happen? 3 to the power k plus 1 greater than k plus 1 the whole square. So now first condition, okay. Now I am going to taking the first condition, P of k plus 1 is equal to 3 to the power k plus 1. Already we know, according to the law of indices, a to the power m into a to the power m means a to the power m plus n. Therefore, is equal to, we can write now 3 to the power k into 3 to the power 1. Now, this is what is the meaning? Instead of 3 to the power k, we can write it greater than k square, isn't it? So, greater than k square into 3. This is what is the meaning into 3k square. Already we know that from previous example, 4.67, condition is given clearly, 3n square always greater than n plus 1 the whole square. Look at there, instead of n, if you take it 3k square, means this is always nothing but k plus 1 the whole square. This is always nothing but k plus 1 the whole square. This is actually we need greater than k plus 1 the whole square. Okay, so just you have to mention it. If you attend such a type of questions, definitely we know that from the last question 4.67, 3n square greater than n plus 1 the whole square. Therefore, we prove, no? Therefore, P of k plus 1 is true. So, P of k plus 1 is true means definitely P of n is also true. Therefore, by the principal mathematical induction, for all integer always n greater than or equal to true. Okay. So, I will continue. Moving to example 4.69 question, by the principle of mathematical induction, one condition is there. The same step like previous problem and as well as so many problems in principle of mathematical induction. The first condition we have to take it P of n, isn't it? So, P of n. So, P of n means what is the meaning? Cos alpha plus cos of alpha plus beta plus cos of alpha plus true beta dot 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 plus cos of alpha plus n minus 1 into beta is equal to cos of alpha plus n minus 1 into beta by 2, then sin n beta by 2 divided by sin beta by 2. The first step you have to consider for P of 1, isn't it? So, P of 1, LHS n is equal to 1, isn't it? Only one term is there, therefore, cos of alpha plus 1 minus 1 into beta, definitely the whole term 0. So, LHS part we have the result cos alpha. Then RHS cos of alpha plus again 1 minus beta by 2 into sin of again 1 into beta by 2 divided by sin of beta by 2. Therefore, sin beta by 2 cancel means 1. Already we know 1 minus 1 anything value will be 0. Therefore, here also we have the result cos alpha. From P of 1 what we have the result? LHS is equal to RHS. So, P of 1 is true. First condition is clear. Second condition, assume P of k is true. So, P of k is true means what will happen? Otherwise, I will rub it, okay? This is okay now. So, assume P of k is true, what will happen? So P of k cos alpha plus cos of alpha plus beta plus cos of alpha plus true beta dot plus cos of alpha plus k minus 1 into beta is equal to cos of alpha plus k minus 1 into beta by 2 into sin k beta by 2 divided by sin beta by 2. Then to prove P of k plus 1 is true, what will happen? P of k plus 1. So P of k plus 1 means cos of alpha plus cos of alpha plus beta plus cos of alpha plus true beta, then plus cos of alpha plus k minus 1 into beta, then plus cos of, instead of k we can take it k plus 1 means definitely k plus 1 means plus 1 minus 1 cancel, only cos of alpha plus k beta, cos of alpha plus k beta is equal to opposite side cos of alpha plus, definitely instead of k take it k plus 1 means plus 1 minus 1 cancel, therefore cos of alpha plus k beta by 2, then into again k plus 1 means sin of k plus 1 into beta by 2 divided by sin beta by 2. So we have to prove this is the condition. Okay, I will write it here, cos of alpha plus k beta by 2 then into sin k plus 1 into beta by 2 divided by sin beta by 2. I will rub this place. Okay, this is we need to prove, isn't it? Now the next step what we have to do, so to prove no, so LHS, this is a whole term 2 alpha cos of alpha plus k minus 1 into beta, what we have the result in assume P of k is true, the result cos of alpha plus k minus 1 into beta by 2 alpha plus k minus 1 into beta by 2 then into sin k beta by 2. So sin k beta by 2, sin alpha plus k minus 1 into beta by 2 into sin beta by 2. Last step, what do we have last step? Then plus another one condition plus cos alpha plus k beta. Now cos of alpha plus k minus 1 into beta, yeah, into sin k beta by 2, yeah, divided by sin beta by 2. Again 1 by sin by beta by 2 take common outside means sin beta by 2 take common outside, inside what will happen? Cos of alpha plus k minus 1 into beta by 2 into sin k beta by 2 then plus cos of alpha plus k beta into, this is common denominator, therefore we have to multiply means into sin beta by 2. So next step, this is one formula, cos x into sin y, isn't it? The formula cos x into sin y is equal to 1 by 2 into sin x plus y minus sin x minus y. Cos x into sin y of sin x plus y minus sin x minus y. Okay. So now what we have to do? So cos x and already common 1 by sin beta by 2, then cos x, this is whole term considered for x, this is whole term considered for y. Cos x into sin y means half into sin x plus y. So x plus y means half plus, if you remove the bracket means k into beta by 2. So k beta by 2, k beta by 2 minus beta by 2, isn't it? Then next condition, minus sin x minus y. So x minus y means this is whole term x, isn't it? So again alpha plus k beta by 2 minus beta by 2 only, beta by 2. Then minus means what will happen? Minus means this is minus k beta by 2, minus k beta by 2. This is also one term. Here plus k beta by 2 minus k beta by 2 cancel. Then one more condition also is there. No? This is also considered for cos x. This is also considered for sin y. So again cos x into sin y means so plus 1 by 2, 1 by 2 sin x plus y. Sin x plus y means alpha plus k beta, then plus beta by 2. Next condition, sin x plus y minus sin x minus y. So x minus y means definitely plus k beta by 2 minus beta by 2. Alpha plus k beta minus beta by 2. Now look at there. The first one, what is the value? 1 by 2 take common as alpha plus k beta by 2. So alpha plus k beta by 2. The next condition also half of sorry my dear, this is here one line is missing, no? Actually x plus y I have taken for only the x term, y term here k beta by 2 is there, no? Therefore here also plus k beta by 2 will come. Remaining every step will be correct, okay? Then so what will happen? Look at there, here also 1 by 2 common, then here also 1 by 2 common. Take outside means 1 by 2 sin beta by 2. Then inside look at there, sin of alpha minus beta by 2, k beta by 2 plus k beta by 2 plus k beta by 2 means we can say no. Common denominator means 2 k beta by 2. Therefore 2 cancel means we can write only k beta. So plus k beta. Then next condition, here after the cancellation plus k beta by 2 minus k beta by 2 means minus sin alpha minus beta by 2. Then next what the condition, this is one part, then another one part, this is positive, no, so plus of, already 1 by 2 take common outside, so sine of alpha plus k beta plus beta by 2, again minus sine alpha plus k beta minus beta by 2. Look at their first part, this is positive of sine alpha minus beta by 2 plus k beta. So plus and minus cancel means plus and minus cancel means remaining, starting with the positive sign means 1 by 2 sine beta by 2. Starting with the positive sign means sine of alpha plus k beta plus beta by 2. Then negative sine alpha minus beta by 2. Now another one trigonometric formula, sin x minus sin y is equal to 2 cos x plus y by 2 into sin x minus y by 2. So now look at there, already 1 by 2 is there, 2 sin beta by 2 equal to 2, isn't, therefore into 2 cos of x plus y. This is whole term consider for x, then this is consider for y. What will happen? 2 cos x plus y means alpha plus k beta plus beta by 2, then plus alpha minus beta by 2, the whole term divided by 2, then into sin x term alpha plus k beta plus beta by 2, each and every into minus means plus alpha means minus alpha, then minus into minus means plus beta by 2, the whole term divided by 2, again plus beta by 2 minus, yeah, plus beta, sorry mate, this is not a cancel, both are plus sign, no, so plus alpha minus alpha only cancel, the beta by 2 not cancel, okay, beta by 2 not cancel, here also beta by 2 not cancel, beta by 2 not cancel, okay, then here plus beta by 2 minus beta by 2 cancel, there is plus alpha minus alpha cancel, then remaining here also 2 cancel, therefore 1 by sin beta by 2, then cos of alpha plus alpha plus alpha means true alpha plus k beta, isn't it, plus k beta divided by 2, the next condition into sin of, there is plus alpha minus alpha cancel, so beta by 2 and beta by 2 is there, so beta by 2 plus beta by 2 means we can say 2 beta by 2, so 2 beta by 2 means definitely beta only will come, then beta plus k beta, isn't it, so everything is correct, so beta plus k beta by 2, so beta plus beta by 2 add means 2 beta plus k beta by 2, okay, then this is one part, isn't it, now 1 by sin beta by 2, then cos of, if you take each and every time separate means true alpha by 2 means 2 cancel, only alpha only is there, so alpha plus k beta by 2, the next condition into sin, here also Beta take common outside means k plus 1 by 2. Look at there the condition. Otherwise I will write it one more step for your understanding. So starting cos alpha plus k beta by 2, cos alpha plus k beta by 2 into sin of k plus 1 into beta by 2 divided by sin beta by 2. Look at there, what we need proof in RHS cos of alpha plus k beta by 2, then into sin of k plus 1 beta by 2 divided by sin beta by 2. This is called RHS. Therefore, P of k plus 1 is true. So P of k plus 1 is true means definitely we can say P of n is true. Therefore, by the principle of mathematical induction for all integer n belongs to natural number. Okay, it's a too big question. Okay, in your book also the step by step is given. If you see in your book, definitely you will get it. Sir, why I have taken for the so many times for explanation. Okay, I hope you are satisfied in these questions. So if you have any doubt, please put in comment box. I am ready to clarify your doubts also. Okay, I will continue the next example. Please stay on the line. Moving to example 4.70 question, using the mathematical induction show that for any natural number n with the assumption I square is equal to minus 1, then condition R of cos theta plus I sin theta the whole power n is equal to R to the power n into cos n theta plus I sin n theta. So condition, first we have to consider P of n. P of n is equal to R into cos theta plus I sin theta the whole power n is equal to R power n into cos n theta plus I sin n theta. Just equating, instead of n, apply for P of 1 means what will happen? R into cos theta plus I sin theta the whole power n means what will happen? R to the power n into, otherwise instead of n directly we can write it power 1 means simply we can say R into cos theta plus I sin theta. Now this is called LHS is equal to LHS means RHS R to the power 1 into cos 1 theta plus I sin 1 theta. Therefore, R to the power 1 means R into cos 1 into theta means cos theta plus I sin theta. This is called RHS. Look at there, LHS equal to RHS. Therefore, LHS is equal to RHS means P of 1 is true. First condition is clear. Okay. Then moving to P of assume. Assume the part. Assume P of k is true. So P of k is true means instead of n we can take it P of k. So P of k means R to the power cos theta plus I sin theta the whole power k is equal to R to the power k cos k theta plus I sin k theta. Now to prove P of k plus 1 is true, what will happen? P of k plus 1 is true means again P of k plus 1 means R power of cos theta plus I sin theta the whole power of k plus 1 is equal to R to the power k plus 1 then cos of k plus 1 into theta plus I sin into k plus 1 into theta. So to prove P of k plus 1 is true. Now the LHS, what is LHS? So LHS, what is the term is there? R into cos theta plus I sin theta whole power of k plus 1 means is equal to, now separate we can take no r power k plus 1 again inside cos theta plus I sin theta the whole power of k plus 1. Already we know a to the power m into a to the power n means a to the power n plus n. Already we learned, I think, chapter number 2, algebraic term. So how to expand this line? R to the power k into r, again cos theta means cos of cos theta plus I sin theta power k into cos theta plus I sin theta power 1 means no need to write as it is. So now instead of r to the, this line, look at there, this is what is the meaning, r to the power k into cos theta plus I sin theta, r to the power k into cos theta plus I sin theta the whole power k means what is the meaning, up to this one and this one we can change it, r to the power k into cos k theta plus I sin k theta. Then remaining here one more r is there, so we can write it here now. Then remaining the term cos theta plus I sin theta. This is once again according to this term a to the power m into a to the power n means we can write it a to the power m plus 1. Therefore we can write it r to the power k plus 1. Then each and every time multiply cos k theta into cos theta, cos k theta into cos theta, next one cos k plus cos k theta into I sin theta. So I cos k theta into sin theta. Next one I sin k theta into I sin k theta into cos theta. Last condition I into I means I square. So plus I square sin k theta into sin theta. Sin k theta into sin theta. Already we know complex term I square means minus 1 will come. Therefore, so r to the power k plus 1 cos k theta cos theta, again I square means minus sin k theta into sin theta. Next condition, positive means what will happen? Plus I take common outside means I take common cos k theta into sin theta, cos k theta into sin theta, again cos k, then sin k theta into cos theta plus sin k theta into cos theta. Now look at this is one formula, no? So cos x cos y minus sin x sin y. Look at there. This is full and full considered for cos x into cos y minus sin x into sin y, because x equal to k theta. Here also x is equal to k theta, as well as y is equal to theta, y is equal to theta. Already we learned in trigonometric function cos x cos y minus means we can write it cos of x plus y, cos of x plus y. Then second condition, cos x sin y plus sin x cos y means we can say sin of x minus y. So sin of x minus y. Therefore outside the common, what is the term, r to the power k plus 1, then inside we can write it instead of first term cos of x plus y. Cos of x is equal to what is the value, k theta, then y means k theta plus theta. Next condition, plus I means we can say what is the meaning. So I mean sin of x minus y. Sin of x minus y means Look at there, dear. Actually, this is considered for x. This is considered for y. Means another one. This is considered for x. This is considered for y. Means sin x into cos y plus both side plus is there. No, that is not. If you write starting with sin x into cos y as well as cos x into sin y, means what is the formula? This is not a minus. Okay, plus y will come. Okay. Therefore, plus I sin into x plus y means x means what is the value? K theta. Y means what is the value? Plus theta. Now, r to the power k plus 1, again theta is common now, cos of k plus 1, outside we can write it theta, as well as I sin, again k plus 1 into theta. Now, just reverse order, look at there, this is common k plus 1, take it in power of the value now. So, power of the value means cos to the power n theta, cos theta plus I sin theta, look at there. Cos theta plus I sin theta, the whole power n means what is the meaning? Cos n theta plus I sin n theta. Just reverse it. Opposite side n and common means, just reverse means power of the value. Here inside k plus 1 common is there. So we can write it power of k plus 1 now. There is nothing to change. Okay. So now look at there. So r to the power k plus 1 as it is, inside we can write it cos theta plus I sin theta, the whole power of k plus 1. So what we have to prove? R to the power k plus 1, r to the power k plus 1, cos theta plus I sin theta, the whole power k plus 1. So this is called RHS. Therefore, we can say P of k plus 1 is true. If it P of k plus 1 is true, means we can say P of n is true. Okay. Therefore, for all integer n, it belongs to natural number. Okay. So, please listen, my dear lovable students. I hope you are satisfied in this session. If you have any doubt, put in comment box. I am ready to clarify your doubts. Okay. Thanks to viewers. We will continue our next session. Okay. Bye-bye.